Okay, today we're going to talk about face swap using Reactor Node for Comfyui for the RTX 50 series GPU, be it RTX 5060, 5070, 5080 or 5090. I am using an RTX 5070 Ti just for your info. If you are new to this channel and wish to learn more about Comfyui for the RTX 50 series GPU, be sure to check out my previous video on how to install Comfyui with CUDA 12.8 for the RTX 50 series if you are having difficulty installing it in the first place. Basically, face swapping is a method to swap a face with another. Although most of the time the practical use of it is limited to using it for fun or sometimes for malicious purposes, the real power of face swap comes in creating a consistent face throughout all your generations, which is important for storytelling and filmmaking, since AI always changes the face of the characters from picture to picture. Reactor happens to be one of the most simple face swapping techniques that I have used so far. Hence, after I've upgraded to RTX 5070 Ti, I continue to use it for my projects to maintain character consistency. However, installing Reactor can be a bitch and requires a lot of tinkering as it doesn't place well with the rest of the dependencies in Comfyui. One of the most important dependency required for face swapping is INSIGHTFACE, and you need to download the correct .whl, which is short form for will, that fits your Python version in order to make it work. I hope this gives you a better understanding on the purpose of the prerequisites for you to start your face swapping. Some things to note before you move on with the walkthrough. If you encounter any confusion in certain steps such as installing Comfyui, be it for using the manual or prepackaged method, please check out my older playlist for the rest of the installation videos that I've done so far and see what you're missing before you come back to this video to carry on your installation. With that out of the way, let's carry on with the setup, but before that I will appreciate a like, comment and subscribe to help push this video to the right community who might find it useful. First, we need to install the right INSIGHTFACE before installing the actual Reactor node. Go to Reactor's repository. I will put this link in the descriptions below. Scroll down and skip installing the Visual Studio 2022. Straight away go to the troubleshooting portion as we don't want to install Visual Studio and we just want to build INSIGHTFACE manually. Check the Python version and download the right package, be it 3.10, 3.11 or 3.12. Here I'm showing you a quick demo on my own Python version. I have a system Python which is 3.12 and a Comfyui embedded Python which is 3.12.8. Although both are 3.12, just try not to get confused, especially if you have your own system's Python inside your PC. Download the right INSIGHTFACE for Python 3.12. Place in the Comfyui root folder with the run.bat files. At root folder, go to address bar and type cmd. You will update the pip first by pasting this command python embedded / python.exe -m pip install -u pip. Once you are done with the update of pip, you will install INSIGHTFACE for Python 3.12. Paste this command for python embedded / python.exe -m pip install INSIGHTFACE with the right version and the Python version of 3.12 plus one last command which is Onyx runtime. Once that is done, you will go through a few downloading and installing. and you should be able to start setting up your reactor. First, go to the Comfyui manager, search for reactor. Install this and wait for it to download. Restart the browser when it's done, and it will download a bunch of stuff. Let it do its thing. Once it's done, you can do a fresh setup of the reactor nodes. Bring out all these nodes to prepare the setup, which includes load image, set phase swap weight, phase booster, load phase model, which is not required for this video. That one is actually more for phase model training. And also fast phase swap and the mask helper. Connect the load image to mask helper. Connect load image to set phase swap weights input image. Create another load image node and connect to the source image of the set phase swap weight. Connect set phase swap weights input image to fast phase swap. Connect phase booster to fast phase swap. Connect fast phase swap image to mask helper swap image. Leave the load phase model node aside for this video, since as I mentioned above that we are not really training any phase model at this point. Load your input source image and input image and let's try it out. At this moment, Comfyui should detect that there are more models to be downloaded and it will do so, so let it do its thing. And here we have our first major error, ReActorMaskHelper arbitrary code execution. Basically what this code says is there is a conflict with our previous installation for Comfyui Impact Subpack. If you have followed my installation video to install Impact Pack Phase Detailer, you might encounter this error and you need to do some slight modifications to the files in order to get Reactor working again. It's quite a complicated process, but it must be done in order to have both nodes coexist in the same environment. Go to Comfyui main folder, custom nodes, modules, subcore Python file. Right click and click edit in Notepad. You will see a bunch of confusing scripts and you will need to make some changes to it. If you're not confident, the best way is to back up this subcore Python file somewhere and test your Comfyui after you made the mod. In case you screw up somewhere, you can still retrieve your default file and restart again. Search for the term KWARGS, quarks, in the notepad. You'll notice the term is only shown within these few lines, as you can see. You need to find this term, weights underscore only equals to quarks.pop, open bracket, weights underscore only, close bracket, and change this to false. Next, right below the term, you will see else, and you will also see this, weights underscore only equals to none. Change the none to false. Save the file and restart Comfyui. Sometimes you will notice that the phase swap does not occur. It's not due to the nodes and connections, it's just a source image and you can try to use another image instead. You can change various settings to play around and see which one does best for which setting. Honestly, I don't really know each and every setting and its purpose, so I shall not explain much on it. What I experienced is that there is no best setting. Each situation is different and you need to constantly tweak the settings to find the best results. Right now, I'll just be doing a bunch of freestyle testings to fiddle around with the settings and see what results I can get. Here we have another additional video that I've added just in case anyone encounters it while trying to improve the face swap workflow. I was trying to create an easier multi-phase selectable swapping workflow using in-paint crop and stitch plus advanced live portrait, and I have encountered this error in the end. So I want to put this in just for sharing purposes on how I fix it. The error I encountered is ReActorMaskHelper Weights only load failed. Apparently, this error occurs when you want to add a mask to the face swapping process. My research into Reactor's GitHub page brought me to this solution. I will leave the link in the description below for your reference on this error and the solution. Apparently, you need to change the script in order to make it work. Scroll down to this solution on 12th of March and you can see that you need to change the file inside your Comfyui main folder, Python embedded, lib, site packages, ultralytics, nn folder, and finally to the task Python file. What you need to do is to change the code for torch.load and add a weights underscore only equals to false into it. Let's locate the task Python file. Right-click and select Edit in Notepad. But be sure to create a copy just in case you screw things up. Ctrl F and search for torch.load to find the line which you need to edit. Be sure to check that you're in the correct line. You will see that there are 3 instances that torch.load is being used. Go to ckpt equals to torch.load, open bracket file, comma, map underscore location equals to CPU. Add a, comma, weights underscore only equals to false, close bracket. Go to ckpt torch.load, open bracket file, comma, map underscore location equals to CPU, and add a, comma, weights underscore only equals to false, and close the bracket. Go to ckpt equals torch.load, open bracket f pickle underscore module equals to save underscore pickle, add a, comma, weights underscore only equals false, and close the bracket. You can leave the rest of the line untouched even if you spot subtle differences such as the difference in YOLO models, etc. Save the file and restart Comfyui and it should work accordingly without errors. There's still tons of tweaking required for me to get the face swapping right, because frankly the results are not what I expected of a good face swap. But Reactor continues to be one of the more reliable face swapping tools that I try on Comfyui, hence I shall continue to work on it instead of jumping around other face swapping tools. It is a long journey to get INSIGHTFACE installed and dealing with a bunch of errors, but I hope this video serves to resolve some of the common errors encountered. Unfortunately, I probably can't help with any other errors not shown in this video since I'm not a trained professional in coding and I can't solve anything I can't see. So sadly, you need to do your own research and resolve it on your end instead. Until then, I will see you when I see you, and remember to like, comment and subscribe to help push this video to the right community who might find it useful.